Okay, so thank you both for obviously meeting with me. We've all signed in, and we're here together to learn a little bit about vision and why it's important, and mission statements and how it affects school culture and affects student learning at the end of the day, right? So if you look on our agenda, the Del Valley, the current vision is to empower our students to be critical thinkers and innovative world-class visionaries. And we're going to create a vision for our school together. I'm going to talk about what that is, and then we'll look at the core beliefs, and then we'll start together on our table. So what is a mission versus a vision, and why is it important? Vision not only describes an organization's direction or goal, but also the means of accomplishing that guides the work. So to me, when I watched or did the assignment, vision versus mission in my class, vision must be able to envision the future, what you want to be or become. It must be inspirational. It's like future casting. It typically starts with like a gerund verb, and then it's clear and visible. You have to be able to imagine yourself there. Think big, descriptive, but it has to have a time frame, which a mission statement does not. So vision is a goal of where you're going, and a mission is something that you do. So what does the company do? So I was thinking of, he gave examples in our coursework that said, I think not, what is it? It's not, it's the Breast Cancer Society. Their vision statement is very aspirational, but their, I think their mission statement was like, I don't know, look it up because I wanted to talk about that. Oh, their mission statement: to prevent and cure breast cancer through the world's most promising research. That's telling you exactly what they're here to do, right? But their vision statement, a world in which people and communities thrive because they are healthy, liberated, and free from breast cancer. So one is extremely aspirational. They're looking at the world in which they want everyone to be healthy. Breast cancer does not exist, but their mission is we're going to cure it, and that's how we're going to do it. So those are our differences. And if you both will look at the core beliefs. So core beliefs, what do I have here? Oh, I have mine. Sorry, I have a copy of mine. What was my first one, Andrea?
And the school should teach.
Oh, and dot.
And do I read the rest?
Oh, I got you. Okay. So core beliefs, I guess the epitome of this class too, or for vision and mission, this seems to be the theme. If you do not have a sense of your own values as a principal, you don't know where you're going, you cannot lead your school in that direction, right? That sets the tone for behavior expectations, for policies, for everything that happens in your school. And Ricky, you know that because you've already been through this class in graduate program. So mine were: school should teach life skills because every student will become an adult and be responsible for themselves. A good school is one that provides a safe and positive environment. Every child needs basic safety to be met before they can learn. A successful student is able to identify and self-regulate emotions to become a good quality communicator and problem solver in their profession. An effective classroom is in which every student takes responsibility for their learning and engagement with others, to show up to school, to complete assignments, and that teaches listening and social skills. A good school staff member is one who models positivity in their daily actions. Because students need to see a positive and successful adult in their life. I think that's very important to me. I think that's half the reasons kids show up to school. And then an effective school faculty is one that communicates clearly with each other because it creates trust and transparency among the group. And lastly, a quality instructional program includes ethics-based instructive practices, industry curriculum, engaging activities, team building, summative, informative assessments, and immediate feedback. So that's just over years of teaching. All that's important, right, to being a teacher.
Right.
And I feel like I got that part down, right? So your core beliefs, if you look at those, I know you prepared ahead of time, but in your tables, what you've written, you should see those values in yourself, and what you believe about our school should match, right? You have your own set of morals and values as teachers and educators, and those should match. So let's share and talk about what you guys have in each of these these areas. So school culture, and this is in the future what I want to see, hear, or feel that will make my school a high-performing school. So we're imagining at Del Valley, we're going to rewrite everything. We're walking in as leaders. School culture, the personality of the school, what is valued, celebrated, rewarded, how people interact, communicate, and grow professionally. What do we want to see? What did you guys put for school culture?
I put a school where all students and teachers are given the opportunity to learn and grow either academically or professionally.
Okay, what'd you put, Ricky?
One where all students are valued and are empowered to do well regardless of their socioeconomic status.
I like that because that has a lot to do with Del Valley. Yeah. Okay. What about curriculum? So what is taught in school, how curriculum is defined, organized, managed, supported, and assessed. So in the future, what do we want to see, hear, or feel that will make our school? So what's taught in school? How should that be defined?
I would hope that the curriculum is like all-encompassing, selected through like time-tested or peer-reviewed like committees, and offer a variety like of types of assessments, not just like one way of assessing students.
That's a good one. I didn't really think of variety of assessments.
Yeah, I think like sometimes it's limited in the way
like you get a multiple choice test.
Yes, exactly. And there's other ways students can show success. Like you'll see that in culinary, especially like
100%.
Doesn't require like a paper test or a computer test.
A lot of ours is demonstrative, right? So when you graduate culinary school, and I've told a lot of my kids that, like, you do have to pass a paper test, but it doesn't mean you fail.
Right.
Like
some kids are just hands-on. Like, that's how they learn, that's how they grow, that's how, like, they function.
Absolutely.
So I think there's just other ways we could do a better job of assessing students. But, yeah, that's up to the state of Texas to decide how to do those. So.
That is true. What did you put for what is taught in school? Like, what would you like to see?
So for curriculum, I have created more culturally responsive teaching from the state and the district level.
So it starts from the top.
Yes. Because right now the state curriculum is not culturally responsive at all.
Right. It caters to like one type of student instead of like.
That's so true. Instead of reality.
Instead of reality.
Well, in ours at Del Valley.
Yeah.
Is that what you're referring to, Ricky?
Like
Del Valley.
But then overall, like right across Texas, there's no the curriculum, because most of them at this point is adopting the Blue Bonnet curriculum, and it's not really culturally responsive, especially because it's written by
legislators.
It's like the scope of it is very like specific, so it's like it only serves one type of student. If you agree with everything that's in that curriculum, okay, then that's the curriculum for you. But if you actually like want to learn, like
I think it boils down to like what is best for your population.
Yeah.
And we need to be as diverse as possible.
Right, because that's our student population. We have a lot of different types of kids.
Culturally responsive teaching.
Yeah, and you have to have that no matter what area. I think we can agree no matter what area you're in. I would want to feel that way in the district that I taught my first year teaching. I taught an all-white, wealthy population.
Right.
I don't think that means we should only teach them this too. I think you need to, I don't know, even though it's not a diverse population, you still need to keep it equitable.
Right, and you should teach kids about different cultures, no matter what culture they're specifically from.
Right, like we're not going to skip Black History Month just because we're only teaching these two different race populations at a school, right? Yeah, agreed. Which I've seen that happen at a lot of schools. Like we're going to skip over this important this cultural moment in the United States because we are an all-white school or something like that.
Right.
Or and vice versa, maybe you're an all, mainly Hispanic population, you're going to skip over a certain part of history. Well, that doesn't make sense.
Boston Saunders used to do that, actually.
Oh, that's cool.
With Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Really?
Until a bunch of us complained and the parents complained.
I'm glad to hear that. Instruction. So what do we want to see? What do we envision for the future on instruction? How students are being taught, the environment, processes, resources, tools, assessments, setting, and support. So my goodness, that's a lot. But we're teachers, so we know what instruction means.
Right.
What do we see? What do we want for the future?
Right. I think like for a lot of our students, the environment's like a big deal because you want them to feel like comfortable and like ready to learn, and so getting them to that point is kind of important for instruction. But also they come with like so many different learning styles, like we were talking about earlier. Like we want to make sure that we're catering to all those
modalities.
Yeah.
And I think we can. I mean, I can't speak for both of you, so you tell me. I see that the direct lecturing, I do that occasionally.
Right.
And I don't think every single teacher, I mean, maybe math teachers here and there, but that's not effective for every.
Like
Do you guys agree?
Small group instruction, like in case like students are struggling with like a concept, you know, you're gonna have some kids that get it, and it's like, okay, you're ready to go on, but.
So kind of like multi-tiered learning and support.
Exactly.
You also have to consider how much instructional strategies does teachers know, because most of them think teaching is just going up there
And talking.
and just talking.
Yeah.
And if you do a survey and you put 5 to 10 different instructional strategies on there and be like, hey, from this 10 instructional strategy, how much do you know? Like, do you know what it is, and are you able to model this in your classroom? You'd be surprised that a lot of them don't know.
Yeah.
That's
And
true.
I did that last year when I was doing the same program too, because I was going through classes, and I'm like, why is everybody lecturing? And then I started asking, I said, what are the instructional strategies? Do you know? And they're like, what are instructional strategies? And I'm like,
Oh, Lord. Well,
There you
and here at Del Valley,
and then I said, and I told our previous principal, I said, your issue that you're having is not teachers not knowing content, it's the delivery of the content. And if you fix that, you're gonna fix a whole lot of things.
Right.
That didn't happen.
I mean, in Del Valley, like they really like to push their strategies, like think, pair, share, turn to talk, you know, like that kind of thing. Like.
well, and I'm new
I
to
don't
this
do that.
district too,
Yeah.
so
I don't do that.
I also, I have so many students who don't speak English.
That's
I
another
cannot get up
barrier,
there,
yeah.
so language is a barrier,
Language can be a barrier.
and I cannot get up there and talk the whole time.
Yeah.
They're just going to be, I mean, I can imagine, I try to put myself in their shoes. I'm just going to sit there and be like, that girl's talking at me.
Right.
And I don't feel like I'm going to learn it. I'm in biology, and I'm like, well, what?
I know.
So,
And then technology too, I feel like is another big thing. It's kind of like, okay,
Technology.
yeah, we have it, but do the kids bring their Chromebooks every day? Are their Chromebooks charged? Do they have internet at home? Like, we give them these homework assignments, like, hey, go do this. Half our kids don't even have internet.
and how what is the effectiveness of technology in general? So, I find a lot of times, I see this too. I've seen teachers put a Chromebook in front of a kid and say, do this. I don't know what they're doing. It could be effective, but are you monitoring it? And that's part of this too. Like, we're going to create a vision and create a mission, but how are we going to monitor it? What are the behavior expectations, and so on and so on?
Right.
Because then it's implementation. Do we believe in these things, and how are we going to make them happen?
Exactly.
But I feel like instruction is its own little thing, I guess, in vision and mission statement. To me, it is.
It is.
For me, for
Yeah.
instruction, I have
Yes, thank you.
scaffolding knowledge so that learning is progressed and supported throughout the years in a conducive learning environment, equipped with the necessary tools for student success.
You're so good at this, Ricky.
He's a natural.
He's a natural. It's like he's done this before. School effectiveness. So what do we want to see for the future? The overall physical, social, emotional conditions that permeate the building, impact the quality of teaching, learning, clear and focused mission, safe and orderly environment, high expectations. We've already talked about strong instructional leadership, and that comes from administration. effective home community relationships, opportunity to learn, time on task, frequent monitoring of student progress. So school effectiveness, this means so many things. What did we put here?
I put there's a school-wide sense of community. Like each student and teacher feels safe here and is able to reach their full potential. Especially in Del Valle, I mean, now we have the freaking metal detectors and stuff. It's just like, and clear backpack and this and that. And it's just like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know. I want kids to come here and.
It's like, is that adding to the safety?
Right.
I mean, is it necessary? Maybe for a few years. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I would like to see like a study or like the science behind all of the things like we do to provide a safe environment. Because at the end of the day, if the student wants to do something that's going to endanger other students, like
they're going to do it, don't you think?
They're going to find a way.
They're going to find a way.
Yeah, they're smart.
That's a good point. Are all those measures actually helping, or are they hurting?
Right. Like, what's the best thing we can do for these kids? Like, and what is like the research behind it? Not just like throwing a Band-Aid on top of a wound instead of being like, okay, let's
That's true.
Figure out what's the best thing we can do for our kids. And there's like not like just one overall fix. Like,
Yeah,
we would have to find like the fix for Del Valle.
I agree. Ricky, what did you put for school effectiveness?
Having hearing students having the aha moment more often. And I call the aha moment when you teach them something and they go,
Yeah, and I feel like school effectiveness.
That's how you know classroom instruction is effective. When they say,
yeah.
oh, I didn't know that. Oh, thank you for teaching me that.
Yeah.
Or you do something and they go,
Or they go,
that's
to me,
what
that makes sense.
Yeah.
When they like, I understand why. And especially think about it when it comes down to, I'm trying to think from an administrative standpoint, if we're looking down, right?
Right.
If you come to a kid and you come at them, our students, hard,
Yep.
how effective are you being with that behavior?
Right.
I think if you come with hey, these are our values that I'm going to give you a little bit of, what's the word? Grace? That's a good one. Grace, and go, hey, I trust you, but this is our rule, and I'm going to come to you with grace and compassion, but here's the expectation.
Right.
And I need you to follow through with that. And if every single teacher, that social and emotional condition, I think that is important. And I don't know what word that is, but I don't know that it's grace. What would you guys say? Like, do you think that's important? How we approach?
Grace is probably not the right word, but I don't know. Like,
and that made me more of a
holding
behavior.
Those high expectations, I think, is important, and making sure like that the kids know what they are, and then.
Is that just saying this is the kind of person we expect you to be?
Right.
And what is that?
That's a great question.
Yeah, what do we expect them to be? I don't know if we have another box for that, but school effectiveness. So how do we make kids feel safe?
I think we have to provide the students like.
I think the people you hire have to be, what's the word?
They have to be willing to like meet the students halfway. You know what I mean? Like a lot of our students are very reactionary, so if we come at them like in the strong way like we were talking about, we're gonna get like a negative reaction. But if we approach them more like soft or subtle about it, and just let them know in like a calm way, like what we do expect of them.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we would get a better reaction from them. Most of the time.
Agreed. And I don't know what the another word for that is either. I can't quite think of it, but I want to say a level of trust. But if you don't hire teachers that, I don't know.
I mean,
Can you think of that word, Ricky?
Relationships, with the kids, and not just.
I guess that's what it's building relationships without reactive behavior, because those behavior expectations, I know that comes after building, this vision and mission, because we need to find core beliefs first.
Yeah.
But I think you have to give trust first. I know that's just hard to say out loud, but if you don't trust them, and give them benefit of the doubt. I hate that word too, that phrase, but
Yeah.
I don't think you can expect them to give it to you back.
Right. I know what you mean.
Okay, so we can say building relationships too.
Yeah, let's call it that.
What else did you put for school effectiveness, Ricky? That's it? Will you tell me yours one more time? Sorry. Oh, aha moment. And then student support. So the degree to which the school is student-centered, where all students are valued and supported, receive the time and resources to grow academically, physically, and social emotionally. Do we feel like where do we want our students to go?
I think we need to have a strong foundation as far as like our counselors and our admin, our APs, especially the ones that are dealing with like behaviors and all that. Like we need to have a plan in place, and I feel like that's where sometimes things fall through the cracks. It's because the lack of communication, the lack of like following through on what we're supposed to do. Like maybe a plan has been put in place, but you have to still follow the plan and refer back to it and be like, okay, when A happens, B is the reaction to that. Like this is what we're supposed to do. So,
And I think that's like what, tiered communication or a tiered plan of communication and follow through. I see that too. Like I realize that a lot of, I don't want to be accusatory, but it's just us here. But
right.
I see a lot of APs they'll address a student because of a problem. Here's a behavior expectation. Hey, this is how we act at school. But then they never follow up with the email, or there's never a discipline report. I'm like,
Do
hey,
the parents know? Like,
have we contacted parents yet?
Along the way, the ball gets dropped, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, and I think something that would be effective at Del Valle that was effective at Eastview, we had a tiered behavior expectation plan. Like, if this happens, then this happens. And it was, I think the core belief there is, we just got to communicate, have a plan. That's it, right? Because if you are not communicating, then what happens? Well, there's no trust there. The lack of transparency, I guess I should say. That's what you need for communication.
Yeah.
Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Transparency.
Yes, transparency, follow through, that whole thing.
Yeah, transparency and follow through. Because that's essentially what's happening, right? When you communicate, if you just sit there and you're not talking to me, I'm like, do you not trust me? Like, because kids that do that, I'm like, is everything
What's going on in your
okay?
brain?
Yeah, what's happening in your brain? So if we can build trust, I am transparent with you because I want to communicate, because I want to help you. I feel like, to me, every time I personally go through that, and I've seen it, I've been at 5 districts now, no matter the kid, if I take that approach, I feel like every time I find out what's going on.
Right.
And if administration takes that, we start from the top. And I will say Dr. Padaville from Eastview or Georgetown ISD is my favorite person in the entire world. He is so transparent, and he talks to everyone calmly. Like I said, transparent. He communicates. He sends emails about, hey, this is what's going on in the district. This is a problem. I need your help. I feel like that solves a lot of issues. I don't even know if that goes to student support, but maybe the social emotional part. Like you said, the lack of follow through of the problem, and then communication.
Yeah.
Was there anything else physically or academically we can support students, or how we can support students?
I have using effective services to reach kids, especially those in our most vulnerable groups.
What's our most vulnerable group here at Del Valle?
I mean, we have a few,
I think
chemical
homeless,
dependency students,
chemical, so drugs,
students.
Or SPED group.
drugs, sped. I was gonna say language barrier.
EBLs, the emergent bilinguals.
Yep. By the way, all those acronyms change all the time, and I can't keep up. So I'm sorry.
And it varies from school to school. It's like, what do you call it here?
I just call it's like just ESL is how it was when I was in college. So I'm just learning new terminology.
Yeah.
What about academic student support? I don't know. I feel like behaviorally and physically we have the PASS system, the PASS program. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I think you're right.
But what about academically? Like, what do we want to see?
Well, academically, I mean, you see like the teachers having their PLC time, planning, like making sure that they're providing high quality instruction to our students. And each of those groups like has a leader that is, supposed to guide them down that path. So hopefully, like administration is picking good leaders so that all the teachers, who fall under that person's category are like
Being held responsible too. And then obviously that goes back down to instructional strategies too. Okay, I feel like we covered everything in student support. Was there anything you want to add? We're good? Continuous improvement. So the intentional process and practice put in place so the school improves: planning, collab, collection, analysis of data, professional development, support system, and monitoring that keep the school moving in its direction. I'll go ahead and say it's October. So we've been in school part of August, September, October.
7 weeks.
We've had a faculty meeting, but I feel like personally, do you guys feel like we covered anything? Did we start the year off in a way that we feel like we're even talking about academics? Because I feel like what's happening right now, tardy sweeps,
yes,
getting kids to
Discipline
class,
is
discipline.
a lot.
So
There's a lot, so they're struggling and they're trying to figure out what are the best strategies. But at the end of the day, I don't think enough. I'm not saying enough is not being done. I just think that they need more bodies.
you think
I
so?
agree. I think that's the biggest.
I don't
thing,
think they have
honestly.
enough people to handle it. This school is way too big
Yes.
for the amount of people that they have.
Right.
Because
Trying
Tate,
to handle discipline, that's just too much.
especially because we're straining our APs, right?
They need a lot.
And that's what Tate told me.
They need at least double the size of their current team.
So do we think that continuous improvement, we need to hire more people, we need more safety team? Unfortunately, we need bodies,
Currently,
right?
this is what we need. Once the new school opens,
Well, that
it'll be
too.
split. That will help relieve some of the congestion.
That would help a lot.
The more kids you have in one space, like the more things are going to go down.
So building a new school and downsizing is our
Yeah.
continuous improvement. We need to build a new school, right?
I feel like kids learn better in smaller class sizes. So
100%. Because once we have smaller class sizes, you have less behavior issues,
happier
and-
teachers.
and you have more direct influence, I guess.
Yeah,
Like,
you can have more one-on-one time with those
thank
kids.
you. I can't
Like,
think about words right now. Direct one-on-one. Some of the best classes I ever taught, and I've done good with big, like 20 plus, but man, I had a class of like 11 kids one time. We learned so much just because I was like, hey, we are a small class, and if everyone gets here on time, and I set that expectation, I was like, I can teach you like almost everything I learned in culinary school. I was like, what do you want to do? What do you want to learn? I couldn't have never done like croissants and like macarons in a class like this
Yeah,
because it's just too big.
right.
I mean, you can. It's just tough. It's the time. It's timing. Yeah, it's timing.
And we have only so many minutes in like a block, so it's like
Me as a person, I can only go to, if I have 30 kids, I have to go explain. I have to go look at croissants 30 times,
right.
and I'm just like,
You have
I can't do that.
Yeah. You have like maybe a minute per kid.
Absolutely. What else do we want to add to continuous improvement? What else can we do for processes and practice in place to improve?
Using data, like it says, analysis of data, using that to